this area here. They're all homes here as we push in near Highway 150. This is the northern end of Santa Paula. You can see these homes all down through this area as we turn SkyMap 7 satellite imaging here. You can see all these homes back in this area as we tilt up along the 150. You can see these are all right now are under evacuation, we believe. We see strike force protection groups, engines, strike teams going into these neighborhoods, in neighborhoods like Stonegate Road, along Cherry Hill Road. As we tilt up, you can see the fire department trying to get people out of there. Uncertain right now if they're mandatory or voluntary. Judging by this fire, the size of this fire, and the wind behind the fire, we would say that these are mandatory right now. But again, the extreme northern edge of Santa Paula. We're going to go super wide for you on SkyMap 7 and the shot and give you a real quick satellite view to give you an idea of the big look. The fire is burning in this area just south of Sulphur Springs. This is northern Santa Paula using our pointer on SkyMap 7. So it's burning this area here. The winds are starting up here on the right. They're burning from the northeast to the southwest. You can see a whole lot of fire here. Now there's a lot of fuel right in this area with my pointer where I'm showing you right now, and the wind is behind it. And that's what they're worried about, making these runs down at these. You can see all these vineyards down in here, these ranch homes and vineyards off of Rafferty Road. You can see the elementary school down there. All these areas here is what they're very concerned with, because this flank right here, look at the veracity of that fire line. That's got the wind behind it, and it's burning right down towards those areas on the east side of Highway 150. So it's a very large flank from the right to the left, from the east to the west, but making a move from the northeast to the southwest.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, that's really distressing. And we've seen a number of fires in this area, and they seem to really move fast, JT. So part of the concern, this is at night. The winds are blowing pretty hard. Visibility is obviously very difficult for folks in aircraft. So they have 2 helicopters on this. Clearly, they need as much as possible. Could they get that at night?
Yeah, Ventura County Fire does have 2 helicopters here, and the only way they would be down there working this fire is probably under night vision goggles. In fact, we're looking back in there, and I see a couple of their strobes and their position lights in there. They're probably doing direct structure protection. In fact, we're looking at a house. If we come left a little bit, Rob, I see something right down in this area. Let me see where we're at. Keep coming left. Okay, right in here. You can see there's some fire line here. We're going to turn on the satellite. And there's a home right there. Okay. And we'll get the address of this home. That's in Sulphur Springs. We're trying to get an address. The address is not coming up, but you can see they have structure protection. They have structure protection in the area. We'll pull that. You can see that home on the satellite view. That is in a vineyard area, very large, which looks a very large mansion-style home. And look at that fire line just to the right of it. Remember, the wind is behind it, so they're going to have a little firefight here, and some of that fire right on that ridge line just above it. The lucky thing is it is burning downhill with the wind behind it. But there are firefighting aircraft. We're going to shift back to the left, back to the west here. There are firefighting aircraft down here, guys. We don't see where they're at, but I'm certain they're doing direct structure protection if it's safe to make drops in that area using night vision goggles, we assume, from the Ventura County Fire Department. Those are great guys over there. We know them all very well. I work with them for quite some time, and they're great guys, and they're heroes, to say the least. So they're doing what they can to protect homes and lives.
All right, JT, thank you very much. And stay with us. We will have more coverage of the Thomas Fire in the Santa Paula area when we come back.
Text dispatch and have them get a hold of Camarillo and get fuel going. Okay, just keep them there first, whatever they need you to keep it. Yeah, that's so we can come back around into the wind. Just watch your airspeed on the turn. Get too slow, we're going to swap, brother. Everything's close when you're up this high, huh? Jiminy crickets. Yeah. Are you sure? To me, I saw vineyards in there, though, dude. Push back into it. Right there in the little circle. Could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, just get some tight flames on that right flank. I think the winds have died down quite a bit. Let's hear what Danny has to say. Oh, they gotta be. They gotta be coming. Here it come. Picture only. 4.
Great deal of concern. Evacuations are underway right now. It is massive and it's really moving. They have 2 helicopters overhead fighting this fire. Clearly they need a lot more, but being the night side really hampers the firefight. And also, Colleen, we have to talk about those high winds. They're really moving this fire.
Absolutely, right, those sundowner winds. And also Highway 150 is closed in both directions in this area of the Santa Paula area. Let's go to Dan Romero and talk about the winds and just the sheer volume this fire is just racing on right now, Danny.
Yeah, that's what's kind of going. Are indicated, but you see it kind of drops down to the side.
Danny, I'm so sorry. We are having a problem with your mic, so we're going to take it back, check it out, and then we're gonna go to this fire again and give you the very latest. JT Alpa also, he is over this fire, and you can see those flames. They're giant. They're really moving. JT, are you with us?
I am, David. This is Adams Canyon right at Sulphur Springs here. This is on the west side of the Highway 150. This is the head of the fire. This is the leading edge, the furthest west side, making its way to the south and to the west, burning towards the northern part of Santa Paula. We're going to come back down here to Highway 150 and talk about those closures. In fact, we'll pull up satellite mapping to give you an idea where this is with our augmented reality Sky Map 7. You can see this is all North Santa Paula right here, and we're going to push in. You're going to see a lot of firefighting activity, a lot of law enforcement activity. Ventura County down here. They're getting strike teams into this neighborhood. You can see that one right up in this corner here, that cul-de-sac. There is structure protection, protecting the north side of Santa Paula from this fire. We showed you another structure that was up in the mountain on the east side of Highway 150. It was in the middle of some vineyards. We thought it might be a very large home, but it looks like it may be some kind of satellite facility that is directly threatened as well. In fact, we'll push in here and we'll show Sky Map 7 satellite technology. That's what it looks like with the satellite technology right near Mud Creek Road. But as we pull out, you can see there is structure protection in that area, trying to slow that down. Fires don't look as ferocious in that area of Mud Creek that we saw earlier, but as we pull out and give you the big picture, you can get an idea how long this fire line is from the heel of the fire off to the right side. We're actually looking at the left flank of the fire, which is the southern flank of the fire. We are south of the fire looking north. The right flank we can't really get a good look at because it's up in the mountains behind the smoke, but that is the northern flank of the fire. As we pan off to the left here, we're going to show you, as we pan off to the left, we're going to show you the head of the fire right on the left flank. So we're going to throw it back to you guys. We're going to keep a close eye on this fire as long as we can tonight if the winds prevail, and we'll keep you updated on abc7.com.
All right, JT, thank you very much. We do know that we are getting an update. We've been talking about this fast-moving fire. Ventura County Fire is now estimating the fire has burned about 500 acres. It's obviously growing. Let's get Danny Romero back in to talk about the winds right now. Danny?
Yeah, the winds, again, blowing very strong over Southern California. We're seeing the temperatures staying fairly mild. That's one part of the weather picture. The real part, though, is so the
winds and the very, very low humidities. We're talking single digit and teen readings in those humidities. And around the fire right now, that fire zone, the winds are gusting at 38 miles per hour. We're seeing that continuing through the night. Not really abating very much at all. We will see things kind of get actually worse around sunrise again. Here's the red flag warning in effect all around through Friday midnight, Thursday night midnight. High wind warning in effect till Thursday at 4 p.m. So those winds are strong and not breaking down at all as we move through the next few days. In fact, we'll see the temps drop down to cold and get freezing conditions, very dry conditions. We're showing those numbers, 20s in Ojai, 30s, and even teens in Lancaster. Those are dry, cold numbers. So those desert and mountain areas are going to be very dry, very cold. And then you add in the winds as well. And no real break coming there in terms of the temperature changes or the winds abating at all. The temps tomorrow are going to be on the cool side. Again, it's not a heat-driven kind of thing. It's more about the winds and the dry conditions. So on the 7-day, we'll see those winds still in effect. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, red flag warnings in effect. Then it warms up after that, but the winds die down into the weekend. Valleys, Inland Empire, same idea. Those strong, gusty winds going to that 30, 40, 50 mile per hour range. Warming up Friday, Saturday when the winds die down somewhat. For the beaches, same kind of idea. Those winds are strong down to the coastal spots, warming up to the mid to upper 70s and taking that into the weekend. Careful though, mountain spots, very cold at night, chilly during the day, and those winds strong. Dangerous gusts up to 60, 70, 80 miles per hour possible in those wind-prone mountain spots. And same thing for the high desert. There too, we're going to see the winds on the gusty side. Temps not really a factor. It's the winds, it's the very, very dry conditions, and that persists tonight, tomorrow morning, through tomorrow, right to Thursday, as a matter of fact. So certainly something to watch. And as we see, as that fire grows rapidly, the winds are not helping at all. All right, David, Colleen, go ahead.
Not at all. All right, Danny, and you're looking again at live images out of the Santa Paula area at the Thomas fire, where 500 acres have burned so far, and residents are being evacuated north of the Santa Paula area. We will keep you updated. Stay with us. We'll be right back.